I replaced my husband during his deployment, and now I'm pregnant with someone else's baby. My husband Jake left for his deployment 9 months ago. 9 whole months of being alone in our apartment, dealing with a busted dishwasher, a weird noise the car kept making, and absolutely nothing to do on weekends. His unit got sent overseas with basically 2 weeks' notice. One day, we're planning a trip to visit his parents. The next day, he's packing his duffel bag and telling me he'll be back before I know it. The first month was fine. I kept busy with work, called him when I could, sent care packages with those gross protein bars he likes. But the calls got shorter. Time zones made everything complicated. He'd call at 3 a.m. my time, I'd be half asleep and cranky. Or I'd call during my lunch break and he'd be busy with whatever they do over there. Then I met Owen at the grocery store. Sounds stupid, I know. But my cart hit his cart in the cereal aisle and we both laughed about it. He helped me reach something on the top shelf. We ended up talking in the parking lot for 20 minutes. He asked for my number. I should have said no. I should have walked away right there. But I didn't. We started meeting for coffee. He asked how my day was. He remembered little things I told him. When my car started making that noise again, he came over and fixed it in an hour. Jake would have told me to take it to the shop and figure it out myself. One night, Owen brought over Thai food because I mentioned I was craving it. We watched a movie on my couch. His hand touched mine, reaching for the remote, and I just didn't pull away. That's how it started. No big dramatic moment. Just me being selfish and lonely and not caring about the consequences. It happened more after that. He'd come over twice a week, then 3 times, then basically whenever I wanted. I kept Jake's pictures up around the apartment like some kind of sick joke. I'd text Jake back with one hand while Owen was literally in my kitchen making breakfast. The guilt was there, sure, but I pushed it down. I told myself Jake was never around anyway, that he chose the military over me, that this deployment proved he didn't really care. 3 weeks ago, I started feeling weird, tired all the time, nauseous in the mornings, and my period was late, really late. I bought a pregnancy test at the drugstore 2 towns over because I didn't want to risk seeing anyone I knew. Took it in the bathroom of a gas station because I couldn't wait to get home. 2 lines. Pregnant. I sat in my car in that gas station parking lot for an hour trying to do the math in my head. Jake and I haven't seen each other in 9 months. He's coming home in 3 weeks. The baby is definitely not his. It's Owen's. Has to be. I called Owen that night and told him. He went quiet for a long time. Then he asked what I wanted to do. I said I didn't know. He said he'd support whatever I decided, but he needed time to think. That was 4 days ago. He hasn't called me back. Jake's been texting more lately, saying how excited he is to come home, how he can't wait to see me, how he's been thinking about us starting a family soon. Each text makes me want to throw my phone across the room. I'm 12 weeks along now, according to the calculator I found online. I'll be showing soon. Can't hide it forever. I thought about lying and saying it's his. The timing could maybe work if I lied about when my last period was, but the truth is going to come out eventually. Doctors do tests. Math doesn't lie. Yesterday, Jake sent me his flight information. He lands at the airport on the 15th at 6 p.m. I'm supposed to pick him up. He wants me to bring his favorite beer and have the apartment cleaned up nice. He's planning this whole romantic reunion thing. Owen finally texted back. He said we need to talk in person. He's coming over in an hour. Jake lands in 2 days. I have no idea what I'm going to say to either of them. The pregnancy test is still in my bathroom drawer. The ultrasound appointment is scheduled for next week, and Jake's coming home expecting his wife to be waiting for him at the airport with open arms. Owen sat down and put his head in his hands. I need to tell you the truth about why I'm really here. My chest tightened. What? Owen looked up at me with tears in his eyes. Jake and I knew each other before you think we did. We planned this. Nothing made sense. What? Owen looked up at me with tears in his eyes. He wanted to know if you'd stay faithful. He paid me to approach you, to test you. The car repair, the coffee dates, all of it was set up. But then it became real for me and I couldn't stop. He pulled out his phone and showed me months of messages between him and Jake. The last one made my knees buckle. She's pregnant? Perfect. Come over tonight. I land in an hour. I grabbed the phone from Owen's hand. My fingers were shaking so bad I almost dropped it. The message thread went back 7 months, way before Owen and I even slept together. The first message from Jake said, "Need you to do me a favor. Big one. Will pay well." Owen's response, "What kind of favor?" Jake, "My wife. Need to know if she'll cheat while I'm gone. You interested?" I scrolled faster. My stomach was turning inside out. Owen, "Man, I don't know about this." Jake, $5,000 up front. Another 5 when I get back. Just be nice to her. See what happens. I need to know before I come home. Owen, "What if nothing happens?" Jake, "Then you still get paid. But I know my wife. She won't last 2 months alone." I looked up at Owen. He was crying for real now. Not the quiet kind either. His whole face was red and his shoulders were shaking. "You took money to sleep with me?" At first it was just supposed to be coffee. Just talking. He wanted me to be friendly and see if you'd bite. That's it. Owen wiped his nose with his sleeve. "But then you actually talked to me. Like, really talked. And you were funny and smart and you didn't deserve what he was doing to you. So you slept with me anyway?" I tried to stop. I swear I tried. But every time I decided to back off, you'd text me or you'd smile at me in that way you do, and I just couldn't walk away. I threw his phone at him. It hit his chest and fell on the couch. You're both sick. You know that? You're both completely sick. Owen stood up. I'm sorry. I know that doesn't mean anything, but I am. I never meant for it to go this far. How far did Jake want it to go? What was the plan? I sleep with you and then what? He comes home and divorces me? Takes everything? I don't know. He never told me the endgame. Just said he needed proof you couldn't be trusted. I felt like I was going to throw up. Actually throw up right there on the living room floor. And the baby? Did you tell him I'm pregnant? Owen nodded. His face looked gray. 2 days ago. I didn't know what else to do. I thought maybe he'd call the whole thing off if he knew it went that far. And what did he say? He said perfect. That it was better than he hoped. That now he'd have everything he needed. The room started spinning. I sat down hard on the arm of the couch. He's coming here tonight? That's what the text said. I don't know if he meant it or if he's messing with me too. I looked at the clock on the wall. It was almost 5. If Jake's flight landed at 6 and he was coming straight here, he'd be at the apartment by 7:30. Maybe 8 if traffic was bad. You need to leave. Owen didn't move. I can stay. We can figure this out together. Figure what out? You took money to ruin my life. There's nothing to figure out. Get out of my apartment. Please just listen to me. No. I'm done listening to you. I'm done listening to anyone. Get out before I call the cops and tell them you won't leave. Owen picked up his phone and walked to the door. He turned back one more time. For what it's worth, I do love you. That part was real. Get out. He left. The door clicked shut behind him, and I was alone in the apartment that suddenly felt like it belonged to someone else. Someone stupider than me. Someone who actually believed a guy at the grocery store just happened to bump into her cart and just happened to be perfect and just happened to fix everything Jake never fixed. I went to the bathroom and locked the door. The pregnancy test was still in the drawer under a box of tampons I wouldn't need for another 7 months. I took it out and looked at those 2 pink lines again. 12 weeks. Almost 13. A whole person growing inside me that was half Owen and half me and had nothing to do with Jake except that Jake apparently wanted this to happen. My phone buzzed. A text from Jake. Landing early. Be there by 7. Can't wait to see you, baby. Baby. He called me baby. Like he hadn't spent the last 9 months paying someone to destroy our marriage. I texted back, can't wait. Then I sat on the bathroom floor and tried to figure out what the hell I was going to do. The apartment was a mess. I hadn't cleaned in 3 days. Owen's coffee mug was still in the sink from this morning. His toothbrush was in the cup by the mirror because he'd been staying over so much he just left one here. I grabbed the toothbrush and threw it in the trash. Then I took out the trash and replaced the bag. Then I washed the coffee mug and put it back in the cabinet. Then I wiped down the counters and swept the floor and cleaned the toilet and scrubbed the shower until my hands smelled like bleach. It was 6:30. Jake would be in the car by now. Probably texting me from the airport parking lot or from the Uber or however he was getting here. I changed my shirt. The one I was wearing had a stain on it. Then I brushed my hair and washed my face and put on the perfume Jake bought me for our anniversary 2 years ago. The bottle was almost full because I never wore it. Too sweet. Made me smell like a teenager. My phone rang. Not a text this time. An actual call. Jake's name on the screen with the photo of him in his uniform from our wedding day. I answered. Hey. Hey yourself. His voice sounded different. Deeper maybe. Or maybe I just forgot what he sounded like. I'm in the Uber. Should be there in 20 minutes. You home? Yeah, I'm home. Good. I got you something. Well, I got us something. You're gonna love it. Can't wait. You okay? You sound weird. Just tired. Long day at work. Well, get ready to not be tired because I got plans for tonight. He laughed. That same laugh he always did when he thought he was being smooth. Missed you so much. Missed you too. All right, I'll see you soon. Love you. Love you. I hung up before he could say anything else. Then I sat on the couch and stared at the door and waited. 17 minutes later, I heard footsteps in the hallway. Heavy boots. Jake always wore boots, even when he wasn't in uniform. Said sneakers made him feel like a kid. The door opened. He still had his key. Of course he did. Jake walked in with his duffel bag over one shoulder and a big smile on his face. He looked exactly the same. Buzzed hair, broad shoulders, that scar on his chin from when he fell off his bike in middle school. He dropped the bag and opened his arms. There's my girl. I stood up. Didn't move toward him. Just stood there. His smile faded a little. You gonna hug me or what? We need to talk. Uh-oh. That's never good. He laughed again, but it sounded forced this time. What's wrong? Owen was just here. Jake's face didn't change. Not even a little. Who's Owen? Don't do that. Don't act like you don't know. He closed the door behind him and locked it. Then he walked past me into the kitchen and opened the fridge. Grabbed one of the beers I bought yesterday because he asked me to have them ready. Twisted off the cap and took a long drink. Okay, so you know. Yeah, I know. And? What do you want me to say? He leaned against the counter like we were talking about what to have for dinner. I want you to say why. Why would you do that to me? Jake shrugged. Because I needed to know. Simple as that. Know what? If you'd cheat. If I could trust you. My buddy from base told me about his wife. She screwed half the neighborhood while he was on deployment. Took him for everything in the divorce. I wasn't about to let that happen to me. So you hired someone to seduce me? I hired someone to be nice to you. You did the rest yourself. He took another sip of beer. And honestly, I'm glad I did. Look at you. Pregnant with some random guy's kid. Proves I was right not to trust you. The way he said it, so calm. Like, he was talking about the weather. You set me up. I gave you a choice. You chose wrong. Jake walked over to the couch and sat down, stretched his legs out like he owned the place, which I guess he did. Both our names on the lease, but he paid most of the rent. Here's what's gonna happen. You're gonna pack your stuff and be out by tomorrow. I already talked to my lawyer. You signed a prenup, remember? You get nothing. No alimony. No apartment. Nothing. We've been married for 4 years. And you cheated for what? 3 months? 4? Doesn't matter. Prenup says infidelity means you walk away with whatever you came in with, which wasn't much if I remember right. I sat down on the chair across from him. My legs couldn't hold me up anymore. What about the baby? What about it? It's not mine. Not my problem. Owen won't help. He's done. Good. You can figure it out on your own. Maybe hit up your parents. Oh, wait. They're still mad at you for dropping out of college to marry me, aren't they? Jake smiled. Actually smiled. This is working out better than I thought. You're enjoying this. A little bit, yeah. You made me look like an idiot, texting me about your day while you had another man in our bed. In our apartment. Wearing my shirts, probably. I never wore your shirts with him. Wow. That makes it so much better. Jake finished his beer and set the bottle on the coffee table. Didn't use a coaster. He never did. I've got someone coming to change the locks tomorrow morning, so you need to be gone before then. Take your clothes, and whatever else is yours. Leave your key on the counter. Where am I supposed to go? Not my problem anymore. He stood up and grabbed his duffel bag. I'm gonna take a shower. When I come out, I want you gone. We clear? I didn't say anything. Just sat there while he walked to the bathroom and shut the door. The shower turned on a minute later. I looked around the apartment. 4 years of my life in this place. The couch we bought together from that furniture store that went out of business. The TV his parents gave us for Christmas. The lamp I found at a thrift store that Jake said was ugly, but I kept anyway. None of it was mine. Not really. I came into this marriage with a car that barely ran and 2 suitcases of clothes. Everything else was his or ours or paid for with his money. My phone buzzed again. A text from Owen. Is he there? Are you okay? I didn't respond. Instead, I went to the bedroom and pulled out the 2 suitcases from the closet. Same ones I brought 4 years ago. Started throwing clothes in them. Didn't fold anything. Just grabbed handfuls and stuffed them in. I heard the shower turn off. Jake would be out in 5 minutes. He always took quick showers. Said long ones were a waste of water. I zipped up both suitcases and carried them to the front door. Went back for my laptop and my charger and the picture of my grandma that sat on the nightstand. That was it. That's all I had that was actually mine. The bathroom door opened. Jake came out in sweatpants and a t-shirt. His hair was still wet. You still here? I'm leaving. I picked up my keys from the hook by the door. Took off the apartment key and set it on the counter like he asked. Good. Don't come back. I won't. I grabbed my suitcases and walked out. The hallway was empty. The elevator took forever to come. When it finally did, I dragged everything inside and pressed the button for the ground floor. My car was parked in the spot we shared. Well, the spot Jake paid for. I popped the trunk and loaded the suitcases. Got in the driver's seat and just sat there. I had $400 in my checking account. My next paycheck wasn't for another week. I had no family in the area who'd take me in. My parents lived 6 hours away and we hadn't talked in 2 years. Not since the wedding, when my dad told me I was making a mistake and I told him to mind his business. My phone rang. Owen again. This time I answered. What? Where are you? In my car. Jake kicked me out. Come to my place. You can stay here until you figure things out. I'm not staying with you. Then where are you gonna go? Good question. I didn't have an answer. Just come over, please. We can talk about everything. Figure out what to do next. I hung up and started the car. Drove out of the parking lot and onto the main road. Didn't know where I was going. Just drove. I ended up at a motel off the highway. The kind with hourly rates and a flickering sign. $45 a night. I paid for 3 nights in cash and took the key from the guy behind the bulletproof glass who didn't ask any questions. The room smelled like cigarettes and bleach. 1 bed with a yellow comforter. A TV that probably didn't work. A bathroom with rust stains in the sink. I set my suitcases on the bed and sat down next to them. The mattress sagged in the middle. My phone wouldn't stop buzzing. Owen calling and texting over and over. Jake hadn't tried to contact me at all. I turned off my phone and lay down on the bed with my clothes still on. Stared at the ceiling and the water stain that looked like a face. 12 weeks pregnant. No apartment. No husband. No plan. I put my hand on my stomach. Couldn't feel anything yet. The baby was too small. But it was there. Growing. Real. I closed my eyes and tried to sleep, but my brain wouldn't shut off. It just kept replaying everything. The grocery store. The coffee dates. Owen's hand on mine. Jake's smile when he walked in tonight. The prenup I signed without reading, because I trusted him. The test results I hadn't shown anyone. When I finally fell asleep, the sun was coming up through the thin curtains. I woke up at noon. My phone was still off. My stomach was growling. I hadn't eaten since yesterday morning. There was a gas station across the street. I walked over and bought a protein bar and a bottle of water. The cashier looked at me like I was a ghost. I probably looked like one. Back in the room, I turned on my phone. 23 missed calls from Owen. 6 texts from numbers I didn't recognize. And 1 voicemail from Jake. I played the voicemail. Hey, So I thought about it, and you can come get the rest of your stuff this weekend. I'll be at my buddy's place. Just don't take anything that's not yours. I'm serious. I'll notice if you do. That was it. No apology. No second thoughts. Just a reminder that he'd be checking to make sure I didn't steal his stuff. I called my boss. Told her I had a family emergency and needed the rest of the week off. She said fine, but I'd have to use my sick days. I only had 2 left. Then I called Owen back. He answered on the first ring. Thank God. I've been losing my mind. Are you okay? I'm at a motel. Which one? I'll come get you. No, I don't want to see you. Please, just let me help. I know I screwed up, but you can't do this alone. I've been alone for 9 months. I'll manage. What about the baby? What about it? Owen went quiet. I could hear him breathing on the other end. I want to be involved. If you'll let me. You took money to sleep with me. I gave it back. All of it. I gave it back to Jake 2 weeks ago and told him I was done. That's why he's so pissed. That's why he moved up his timeline. You still did it. You still lied to me every single day. I know. And I'll spend the rest of my life trying to make it up to you if you let me. I hung up. Didn't have the energy for this conversation. I spent the rest of the day in that motel room. Ate another protein bar for dinner. Watched TV shows I'd already seen. Tried not to think about what came next. On the 3rd night, my money ran out. The motel guy knocked on my door at 11 and told me I had to pay for another night or leave. I didn't have another $45. I packed up my stuff and loaded it back in my car. Drove around for an hour trying to figure out where to go. Eventually, I ended up in the parking lot of a 24-hour gym. Parked in the back corner where the lights didn't reach. Reclined my seat and tried to sleep. A cop knocked on my window at 2 in the morning. Shined his flashlight in my face and asked if I was all right. I told him I was fine. Just tired. He told me I couldn't sleep here. That I needed to move along. So I drove some more. Found another parking lot. Another cop showed up an hour later. This went on for 3 nights. Driving, parking, getting woken up, moving. On the 4th day, I broke down and called Owen. I need help. He picked me up 20 minutes later. Didn't ask questions. Just loaded my suitcases into his truck and drove me back to his place. Owen's apartment was smaller than the one I shared with Jake. 1 bedroom, a kitchen that was barely big enough to turn around in. But it was clean, and it didn't smell like cigarettes. He set my suitcases in the living room and pointed to the couch. You can sleep here. I'll stay in my room. We don't have to talk if you don't want to. I want answers. Okay. Owen sat down in the chair across from me. Ask me anything. When did Jake contact you? About 8 months ago. Right after he left for deployment. How did he know you? We went to high school together. Weren't really friends, but we knew each other. He found me on social media and sent me a message. And you just said yes? Just like that? Owen shook his head. No. I told him it was a bad idea. That he should just trust his wife. But he kept pushing. Said he'd pay me $10,000 total. I was behind on rent. My car was about to get repossessed. I needed the money. So you sold me out for 10 grand? Yeah, I did. And I'm not gonna sit here and make excuses for it. I was broke and desperate and I made a terrible choice. When did it become real for you? The second coffee date. You told me about your job and how your boss was giving you a hard time. And you laughed at something I said. Really laughed. Not the polite kind. And I remember thinking that Jake was an idiot for not seeing how amazing you were. But you kept taking his money. Until 2 weeks ago, yeah. Then I told him I couldn't do it anymore. That I had feelings for you and I was backing out. He lost his mind. Said I already did the job so I didn't get to just quit. That's when he told me he was coming home early. Did you know he was gonna kick me out? No. I swear I didn't know that part. I thought he was just gonna confront you and file for divorce. I didn't know about the prenup or any of that. I leaned back on the couch. My whole body hurt. I don't know if I believe you. I know. And I get it. But I'm telling you the truth. All of it. What do you want from me, Owen? Why are you helping me now? He looked down at his hands. Because I love you. I know you don't believe that either, but it's true. And that baby you're carrying is mine. I'm not gonna just walk away and pretend none of this happened. The baby might not make it. I haven't even seen a doctor yet. Then we'll go together. Tomorrow. I'll call and make an appointment. I don't have insurance anymore. Jake had me on his military plan. That's probably gone now. We'll figure it out. There's clinics, programs, something. I wanted to yell at him. Tell him to stop acting like we were some kind of team. But I was too tired. And I had nowhere else to go. I'm sleeping on the couch. You stay in your room. And we're not together. This is just temporary until I get back on my feet. Whatever you need. Owen got me a pillow and a blanket from his closet, said goodnight, and closed his bedroom door. I lay there in the dark listening to the sounds of his apartment. The fridge humming, the people upstairs walking around, a dog barking somewhere far away. I put my hand on my stomach again. Still couldn't feel anything. I'm sorry, I whispered. I'm so sorry you got stuck with me as a mom. The next morning, Owen made breakfast. Eggs and toast. I ate it because I was hungry, not because I wanted to sit at his table and pretend things were normal. After breakfast, he drove me to a clinic across town. The waiting room was full of women. Some pregnant, some not. All of us looking like we wished we were somewhere else. They called my name after an hour, took my weight and blood pressure, asked me 100 questions about my medical history and my last period and whether I'd been taking vitamins. I hadn't been taking vitamins. The doctor was a woman in her 50s with gray hair and kind eyes. She did an ultrasound. The screen was turned away from me at first, but then she rotated it so I could see. A little blob. That's what it looked like. A blob with a flickering dot in the middle. That's the heartbeat, she said. I started crying. Couldn't help it. Just sat there on the exam table with gel on my stomach crying, while this doctor I'd never met pointed at a blob on a screen. Everything looks good so far. You're measuring at about 13 weeks. Due date looks like early November. November. 7 months away. Might as well have been 7 years. She printed out a picture and handed it to me. Do you have support at home? Sort of. Do you have questions about your options? I knew what she meant. No, I'm keeping it. Okay, then we'll see you back in 4 weeks. Make sure you're taking prenatal vitamins, and try to eat regular meals. Your weight is a little low. Owen was waiting in the lobby when I came out. He stood up when he saw me. How'd it go? I showed him the ultrasound picture. He stared at it for a long time. Then he smiled. Actually smiled like this was good news. Can I keep this? No, it's mine. Can I at least take a picture of it? I let him take a picture. Then we went to the pharmacy and he bought me prenatal vitamins and paid for them with his card. On the drive back, he asked what I wanted for lunch. I said I didn't care. He stopped at a sandwich place and got me a turkey sub. We ate in his apartment. Didn't talk much. I was too busy trying not to think about the fact that I was homeless and jobless and pregnant and stuck living with the guy who ruined my life even if he claimed he loved me. That night, I got a text from an unknown number. This is Jake. Your stuff is still at the apartment. You have until Sunday to get it or I'm throwing it out. I showed Owen the text. I'll go with you, he said. No, I'll go alone. He might try to start something. I should be there. If you're there, it'll definitely start something. I'll be fine. Sunday came too fast. I borrowed Owen's truck and drove to the apartment. My apartment. Except it wasn't mine anymore. I used the spare key I'd hidden under the mat months ago. Hoped Jake hadn't found it. He hadn't. The apartment looked different already. The pictures of us were gone from the walls. His stuff was spread out everywhere like he was trying to fill the space I left behind. I went to the bedroom and started packing. My clothes were still in the closet. My shoes were still lined up on the floor. My jewelry box was still on the dresser. I heard the front door open. Jake walked in with a woman. Blonde. Young. Probably 23 at most. He stopped when he saw me. I told you to be done by now. I'm almost finished. The blonde looked between us. Is this her? Yeah, this is her. Jake put his arm around the blonde's shoulders. Babe, this is my ex-wife. This is Kennedy. Kennedy. Of course her name was Kennedy. Nice to meet you, Kennedy said. She didn't sound like she meant it. I went back to packing. Tried to ignore them, but they didn't leave. Just stood there in the living room talking loud enough for me to hear. Can't believe she actually cheated on you, Kennedy said. I know, right? After everything I did for her. You're better off without her. Way better. I zipped up the last bag and carried it to the front door. Went back for another load. Jake and Kennedy had moved to the kitchen. She was sitting on the counter. His hands were on her waist. You done yet? Jake called out. 5 more minutes. You got 3. I grabbed the last of my stuff and hauled it to the truck. Made 3 trips total. When I came back for the final load, Jake was standing in the doorway. That everything? Yeah. Good. Leave the spare key on the counter. I tossed it to him instead. He caught it one-handed. Hope it was worth it, he said. Hope she's better at following orders than I was. Jake's face went red. Get out. I left. Didn't look back. Drove to Owen's place and unloaded everything. He helped me carry it upstairs. How'd it go? He had another girl there. Probably been seeing her the whole time. I'm sorry. Don't be. I don't care anymore. But I did care. I cared that he moved on in 4 days. I cared that he got to keep the apartment and the life we built while I was sleeping on someone's couch. I cared that I was about to be a single mom with no plan and no money and no clue what I was doing. That night I couldn't sleep. Just lay on Owen's couch staring at the ceiling thinking about all the ways I'd screwed up my life. At 3 in the morning I got up and went to the bathroom. When I came out, Owen was standing in the hallway. You okay? Fine. Just can't sleep. Me neither. He hesitated. You want some tea or something? Sure. We sat at his kitchen table drinking chamomile tea in the dark. Neither of us said anything for a while. Finally, Owen spoke. I know you don't trust me, and I know I don't deserve another chance, but I need you to know that I meant what I said. I'm here. For you, and for the baby. Whatever you need. I need a job, and my own place, and for the last year to have never happened. I can help with the first 2. How? My buddy owns a restaurant downtown. They're looking for servers. Pay's decent and the tips are good. I can put in a word. I've never waited tables. They'll train you, and I can watch the baby when it comes. If you want. I looked at him. Really looked at him. He had bags under his eyes. His hair was messy. He looked as tired as I felt. Why are you doing this? Because I love you, and because I owe you, and because that baby deserves better than 2 parents who can't stand each other. I don't love you. I know. I might never love you. I know that too. I finished my tea and went back to the couch. Owen went back to his room. The next day, he took me to meet his buddy at the restaurant. The guy's name was Terrence. He was in his 40s with a shaved head and a firm handshake. Owen says you need work. Yeah, I do. You got any experience? No, but I'm a fast learner. Terrence looked me up and down. You pregnant? I hesitated. Didn't know if that would disqualify me. Yeah. How far along? 13 weeks. You gonna be able to work on your feet for 8 hours? I'll manage. He nodded. All right. You can start tomorrow. Training's 2 weeks. After that, you're on the floor. Don't be late. Don't call in sick unless you're actually dying. And don't steal from the register. We clear? We're clear. Good. Be here at 10. I started the next day. Terrence paired me up with a server named Mallory, who'd been working there for 6 years. She was fast and efficient, and didn't waste time on small talk. She showed me how to use the POS system, how to carry 3 plates at once, how to deal with customers who sent their food back for no reason. My feet hurt by hour 3. By hour 6, I thought I was going to pass out, but I made it through the shift. Terrence came up to me as I was clocking out. You did good for your first day. See you tomorrow. I worked 6 days a week for the next month. Got up at 8. Got to the restaurant by 9:30. Worked until 6. Went back to Owen's place. Ate whatever he made for dinner. Went to sleep. My tips weren't great at first, but they got better once I learned which tables to focus on and which customers were going to stiff me no matter what. I saved every dollar I could. Put it in an envelope under Owen's couch. By the end of the month, I had $800. Owen didn't ask me for rent. Didn't ask me for anything. Just let me live there and eat his food and use his bathroom. We barely talked most days. He'd ask how work was. I'd say fine. He'd ask if I needed anything. I'd say no. But sometimes late at night when I couldn't sleep, I'd hear him moving around in his room. And I wondered if he couldn't sleep either. At 16 weeks, I started showing. Not much. Just enough that my pants didn't fit right anymore. I bought bigger shirts from the thrift store and wore them to work. Mallory noticed. You're pregnant, aren't you? Yeah. How far? 16 weeks. Terrence know? He knows. She nodded. Just pace yourself. Don't try to be a hero. And if you need to sit down for a minute, nobody's gonna judge you. I didn't sit down. Couldn't afford to. Tips were lower when I wasn't on the floor. At 18 weeks, I felt the baby move for the first time. Just a little flutter, like a goldfish swimming around in there. I was at work when it happened. Had to stop in the middle of taking an order because I wasn't sure if I imagined it. Then it happened again. When I got back to Owen's place that night, I told him. His face lit up. Really? What's it feel like? Like bubbles popping. Can I feel? There's nothing to feel yet. It's too small. But I let him put his hand on my stomach anyway. We stood there in his kitchen for 5 minutes, waiting for the baby to move again. It didn't. Sorry, I said. Don't be. That's amazing. At 20 weeks, I had another ultrasound. This time, Owen came with me. The tech asked if we wanted to know the sex. I said yes. Owen said yes. It's a girl. A girl. I was having a girl. The tech printed out more pictures. Owen asked if he could have one. I gave him 2. On the way home, he asked what I wanted to name her. I don't know. Haven't thought about it. We got time. Like we were doing this together. I didn't correct him. That night, I looked up baby names on my phone. Made a list. Crossed most of them out. Fell asleep with my phone on my chest. At 22 weeks, my pants definitely didn't fit anymore. I bought maternity jeans from Goodwill. They were too big, but I wore them anyway. Work got harder. My back hurt all the time. My feet swelled up by the end of every shift, but I kept going because I needed the money. I had $2,000 saved by now. Enough for a deposit on an apartment maybe, if I could find one cheap enough. I started looking online during my breaks. Everything was either too expensive or in a bad area, or didn't allow kids. Owen asked what I was looking at one day. I told him. You don't have to move out, he said. Yeah, I do. I can't live on your couch forever. So don't live on the couch. Take my room. I'll sleep out here. That doesn't solve anything. It solves you being uncomfortable. I didn't take his room, but I appreciated that he offered. At 24 weeks, I started having contractions. Not real labor, just Braxton Hicks. But they hurt enough to scare me. I was at work when it happened. Had to sit down in the back for 20 minutes until they stopped. Mallory covered my tables. Terrence came back and asked if I needed to go home. I said no. But when it happened again an hour later, Terrence sent me home anyway. Owen was there when I got back. He took one look at me and asked what was wrong. I told him about the contractions. He drove me to the ER. They checked me out, said everything was fine, sent me home with instructions to rest and drink more water. Owen made me stay on the couch for 3 days, brought me food, made sure I was drinking enough, didn't let me go back to work until I promised I'd take it easy. At 26 weeks, I found an apartment. It was small, 1 bedroom, sketchy neighborhood, but it was $700 a month and the landlord didn't ask too many questions. I put down the deposit and first month's rent, signed a 6-month lease. Move-in date was in 2 weeks. I told Owen that night. He didn't say anything at first, just nodded. Okay. Yeah, if that's what you want. It's what I need. All right, I'll help you move. The next 2 weeks went by fast. I picked up extra shifts to make sure I had enough for furniture. Bought a used crib off Facebook Marketplace. Got a mattress from a guy who said it was barely used. Owen helped me load everything into his truck. Helped me carry it all upstairs to the 3rd floor. Helped me set up the crib even though neither of us really knew what we were doing. When everything was done, he stood in the middle of my new living room and looked around. It's nice. It wasn't nice. The carpet was stained. The walls were thin. The bathroom door didn't close all the way. But it was mine. Thanks for everything, I said. You don't have to thank me. Yeah, I do. Owen shoved his hands in his pockets. If you need anything at all, just call me, okay? Okay. He left. I locked the door behind him and stood in my empty apartment trying to figure out what to do next. I had 4 months until the baby came. 4 months to get ready. I went to work the next day, came home to my apartment, made dinner for one, sat on my used couch, and ate in silence. It felt lonely, but it felt like freedom too. At 28 weeks, I had a baby shower. Mallory organized it, invited the other servers from work. They brought diapers and wipes and baby clothes. I didn't cry, but I wanted to. Owen showed up halfway through, brought a car seat and a pack of bottles, set them down with the other gifts, and stayed for cake. After everyone left, he helped me load everything into my car. You doing okay? He asked. Yeah, I'm good. You look tired. I'm always tired. He smiled. Yeah, you're gonna be way more tired in a few months. Thanks for the reminder. Anytime. At 30 weeks, my back gave out at work. Just stopped working in the middle of a shift. I had to call Owen to come get me because I couldn't drive. He took me home and made me lie down, put a heating pad on my lower back and told me to rest. I called in sick the next 3 days. Lost 3 days of tips. Fell behind on my electric bill. Owen offered to help. I said no. At 32 weeks, I went to another appointment. The doctor said the baby was breech, that if she didn't turn by 36 weeks, I'd need a C-section. I asked what that meant. She explained the surgery, the recovery time, the risks. I nodded like I understood, but I didn't really. That night, I Googled breech babies and C-sections until my eyes hurt. Read horror stories from other moms. Looked at pictures I shouldn't have looked at. Owen called. Asked how the appointment went. I told him about the breech thing. What can we do to make her turn? I don't know. The doctor said sometimes they just do. And if she doesn't, then I get cut open. Owen went quiet. You scared? Terrified. Me too. At 34 weeks, the baby turned. I woke up one morning and felt her shift, like she was doing a somersault inside me. I called the doctor. They had me come in to confirm. Sure enough, she was head down. No C-section. I cried in the parking lot after the appointment. Relief and hormones and exhaustion all hitting me at once. At 36 weeks, I started nesting. Washed all the baby clothes 3 times. Organized the dresser by size. Cleaned the bathroom until my hands were raw. Owen came over to help me put together a changing table. It took us 2 hours and at least 5 arguments about which piece went where. When it was done, we stood back and looked at it. We did it, Owen said. You did most of it. We're a team. I didn't argue. At 37 weeks, my water broke at work, right in the middle of the lunch rush. Just a gush of liquid that soaked through my pants and onto the floor. Mallory saw it happen, grabbed my arm and pulled me to the back. You need to go to the hospital. I'm not ready. Too bad. Baby's coming. She called Owen. He showed up 10 minutes later, drove me to the hospital while I timed contractions on my phone. They checked me in, got me in a gown, hooked me up to monitors. The contractions got worse. Way worse. I asked for the epidural. They said I had to wait. I labored for 6 hours before they finally gave it to me. After that, things got hazy. Owen stayed the whole time, held my hand, didn't complain when I squeezed hard enough to hurt him. At hour 14, the doctor said it was time to push. I pushed for an hour and a half, felt like my body was splitting in half. The doctor kept saying I was doing great, but it didn't feel great. Then suddenly there was pressure and relief and crying. A baby. My baby. Our baby. They put her on my chest. She was covered in white stuff and screaming her head off. It's a girl, the doctor said. I knew that already, but hearing it made it real. Owen was crying. Actually crying. He touched her tiny hand, and she wrapped her fingers around his thumb. She's perfect, he said. I looked down at her scrunched up face and dark hair and tiny nose. Yeah, she is. They took her to clean her up, weighed her, measured her, wrapped her in a blanket and gave her back. 7 pounds 3 ounces, 19 inches long. The nurse asked what we were naming her. I looked at Owen. We hadn't talked about it. Not really. Iris, I said. Owen smiled. Iris. I love it. We stayed in the hospital for 2 days. Learned how to change diapers and swaddle and breastfeed. None of it came naturally. When they finally discharged us, Owen drove us home. He carried the car seat upstairs, set it down in my living room, looked at me like he was waiting for instructions. You can stay if you want, I said. You sure? Yeah, just for tonight. I don't know what I'm doing. Me neither. He slept on my couch that night, got up every time Iris cried, helped me figure out what she needed. 1 night turned into 2, then 3, then a week. I didn't ask him to leave. At 2 weeks postpartum, I tried to go back to work. Made it through half a shift before my body gave out. Terrence sent me home and told me to take more time. I couldn't afford more time, but I took it anyway. Owen picked up extra hours at his job, brought home groceries, paid my rent when I came up short. I told him I'd pay him back. He said not to worry about it. At 4 weeks, Iris smiled for the first time. Just a little one, but it was real. Owen was holding her when it happened. He lost his mind, called me over to see, made me watch until she did it again. We took about 50 pictures. None of them captured it right. At 6 weeks, I went back to work for real. Left Iris with Owen. Cried the whole drive to the restaurant. Mallory asked how it felt to be back. I said awful. She laughed and said it gets easier. It didn't get easier, but I got used to it. At 8 weeks, Owen asked if he could move in officially. Said it didn't make sense to keep paying for his apartment when he was here all the time anyway. I said yes. He moved his stuff in the next day, took over half the closet, put his toothbrush in the cup next to mine. It felt like playing house, but it worked. At 3 months, Iris started sleeping through the night. Sort of. She'd wake up once at 2 and again at 5, but it was better than every hour. Owen and I took turns getting up with her. Some nights I'd wake up and hear him in her room singing some song I didn't recognize. He was good with her. Better than I expected. At 4 months, I got a text from Jake. Heard you had the baby. I didn't respond. He texted again an hour later. Kennedy and I got engaged. I blocked his number. At 5 months, Owen asked if we could talk. Said he had something important to say. We sat down at the kitchen table after Iris went to sleep. I love you, he said. I know you don't feel the same way, and that's fine. But I need you to know that I'm not going anywhere. I'm here for you and for Iris. For as long as you'll have me. I didn't know what to say to that, so I didn't say anything. Owen kept talking. I'm not asking you to marry me or even date me. I just want to be part of this. Whatever this is. Okay. Okay? Yeah, okay. He smiled. That same smile from the grocery store. The one that made me forget he was supposed to be the enemy. At 6 months, Iris said her first word. It was, Dada. She was looking right at Owen when she said it. He picked her up and spun her around. Kept saying, did you hear that? She said, Dada. I watched them from the doorway. Watched him hold my daughter like she was the most important thing in the world. And I thought maybe I could love him. Not the way I used to. Not with that desperate, lonely feeling. But something better. Something real. At 7 months, we went to the park. All 3 of us. Owen pushed Iris on the baby swing while I sat on a bench and watched. A woman sitting next to me smiled. Your family is beautiful. I looked at Owen and Iris. At the way he was making funny faces to make her laugh. Yeah, I said. They are. That night after Iris was asleep, Owen and I stayed up talking. Really talking. About everything that happened. About Jake in the grocery store, and the pregnancy, and all of it. Do you regret it? I asked. Any of it? Owen thought for a minute. I regret how it started. But I don't regret where we ended up. Even though I don't love you back, even though. I kissed him. Just once. Soft and quick. He looked surprised. What was that for? I don't know. Felt right. We didn't talk about it after that. Just went to bed in our separate rooms like we always did. But the next night, I kissed him again. And the night after that, at 8 months, I told him I loved him. We were doing dishes. Iris was playing on her mat. It just came out. I love you too, he said. I know. At 9 months, we moved to a bigger apartment. 2 bedrooms. Better neighborhood. Owen's name was on the lease next to mine. At 10 months, Iris took her first steps. Right into Owen's arms. At 11 months, I got a letter in the mail. From Jake's lawyer. Divorce papers. He was officially ending it. I signed them without reading all the details. Sent them back the same day. At 1 year, we had a birthday party for Iris. Just us and Mallory and Terrence and a few people from work. Iris smashed cake all over her face. Owen took about 100 pictures. After everyone left, we cleaned up together. Put Iris to bed. Sat on the couch with a beer. Can I ask you something? Owen said. Sure. Do you think we would have ended up together if Jake hadn't set this whole thing up? I thought about it. I don't know. Maybe. Probably not. That's what I thought too. Does it matter? No. I guess not. I leaned my head on his shoulder. I'm glad we did though. End up together, I mean. Me too. We sat there until we both fell asleep on the couch. The TV playing some show neither of us was watching. Iris cried at midnight. Owen got up to get her. I heard him singing in her room. That same song I never asked about. I got up and stood in the doorway watching them. My daughter and the man who wasn't supposed to love me but did anyway. Things weren't perfect. We still fought about stupid stuff. About whose turn it was to do laundry. About how to discipline Iris when she got older. About money and work and all the regular things couples fight about. But we figured it out. One day at a time. At 18 months, I found out I was pregnant again. Didn't plan it. Wasn't trying. It just happened. I told Owen over breakfast. He dropped his fork. Are you serious? Yeah. How far? 6 weeks maybe. He got up and hugged me. Tight. We're having another baby. We're having another baby. Iris banged on her high chair wanting more cereal. Owen went to get it. I sat there with my hand on my stomach thinking about everything that led to this moment. All the terrible choices. All the lies. All the pain. And somehow it all led here. To this kitchen. To this family. Jake texted me once after the divorce was final. Said he heard I was pregnant again. Said congratulations like he actually meant it. I didn't respond. Didn't block him either. Just left it there. Kennedy had their baby 6 months after Iris was born. A boy. They named him after Jake's dad. I saw pictures on social media. They looked happy. Maybe they were. At 2 years, Iris became a big sister. Another girl. We named her Jade. Owen cried when she was born. Just like he did with Iris. I can't believe we get to do this again, he said. Me neither. Things got harder with 2 kids. More expensive. More exhausting. More everything. But we managed. I went back to work after 3 months. Left both girls with Owen during the day. He got a job that let him work from home, so he could watch them. At 3 years, we got married. Nothing fancy. just us and the girls and a judge at the courthouse. Owen asked if I wanted a real wedding. I said no. This was real enough. He bought me a ring from a pawn shop. Silver with a tiny diamond. It was perfect. At 4 years, Jake and Kennedy got divorced. I heard about it through mutual friends. Apparently, she cheated on him with her personal trainer. I didn't feel bad for him. Didn't feel anything really. At 5 years, Owen got a better job. We moved to a house. Small but ours. The girls each got their own room. Iris started kindergarten. Cried the first day. Owen cried too. At 6 years, we had date nights once a month. Left the girls with Mallory, who loved them like they were her own. We'd go to dinner or see a movie or just drive around talking. One night, Owen asked if I ever thought about how different things could have been. All the time. I said, "Do you wish it was different?" "No. I like where we ended up, even with everything that happened, especially with everything that happened." At 7 years, Iris asked about her daddy. Why his last name was different from mine before I changed it. Why there were no pictures of us together. I told her the truth, a version of it anyway. That daddy and I met when mommy was married to someone else. That it was complicated, but we loved each other now, and that's what mattered. She seemed satisfied with that answer. At 8 years, Jake showed up at our door. Said he was in town and wanted to talk. Owen answered. Told him to leave. Jake said he just wanted 5 minutes. I came to the door. "What do you want?" I wanted to apologize. For everything. For what I did to you. For how I treated you. You didn't deserve that. You're right. I didn't. I was angry and paranoid and I took it out on you. That wasn't fair. I looked at him. Really looked at him. He looked older. Tired. Okay. Apology accepted. That's it? What else do you want me to say? I don't know. I just thought there'd be more to it. There's nothing more. You apologized. I accepted. We're done. Jake nodded. Looked past me into the house. You got a nice place here. Thanks. And kids? 2 girls. That's good. I'm happy for you. Are you? Yeah, I am. You deserve to be happy. Owen came up behind me. Put his hand on my shoulder. I think it's time for you to go. Jake looked at Owen, then back at me. Take care of yourself. You too. He left. We closed the door. Owen asked if I was okay. I said yes. And I meant it. At 9 years, Jade started asking questions too. About why Owen wasn't there when Iris was born. About why Grandma and Grandpa never came to visit. We told her the truth too. Age-appropriate version. She said it sounded like a movie. Owen laughed and said it kind of was. At 10 years, we renewed our vows. Had a real ceremony this time. The girls were flower girls. Mallory was my maid of honor. We said new promises to each other. About love and trust and showing up every day even when it's hard. I meant every word. At 11 years, Iris asked if she could meet Jake. Said she wanted to know where she came from. I asked Owen what he thought. He said it was up to me. I reached out to Jake. Asked if he wanted to meet his biological daughter. He said yes. We met at a park. Neutral territory. Iris was nervous. So was I. Jake brought his new girlfriend. She seemed nice. Normal. He talked to Iris for an hour. Told her about his job. His hobbies. Asked her about school. When it was over, Iris hugged him. Said thank you for meeting me. Jake looked at me. Thank you for letting me. We left it at that. No custody arrangement. No regular visits. Just one meeting. That's all Iris needed. At 12 years, Owen's mom got sick. Cancer. We drove to see her every weekend for 6 months. She died in the spring. Owen took it hard. I held him while he cried. Let him grieve. Made sure he ate. Made sure he got out of bed. The girls made him cards. Drew pictures. Told him they loved him. It took a while, but he got through it. At 13 years, we took the girls on vacation. First real one. Drove to the beach. Stayed in a cheap motel. The girls loved it. Played in the sand for hours. Owen taught them how to body surf. We took family pictures at sunset. Everyone smiling. I looked at those pictures later and thought about how far we'd come. From a grocery store, cart collision, to this. At 14 years, Jade asked if we'd ever have another baby. Said she wanted a little brother. Owen and I looked at each other. Laughed. 2 is enough, I said. At 15 years, Iris got her first boyfriend. Owen hated him. I thought he was fine. They broke up after 3 weeks. Owen celebrated. At 16 years, the restaurant closed. Terrence retired. Moved to Florida. I got a job at a different place. Better pay. Worse hours. Owen picked up the slack at home. Always did. At 17 years, we paid off our debt. All of it. Student loans. Medical bills. Everything. Owen framed the last payment receipt. Hung it in the kitchen. At 18 years, Iris graduated high school. Gave a speech about resilience and second chances. I cried through the whole thing. At 19 years, Jade started asking about college. What she wanted to study. Where she wanted to go. We started saving. Put away whatever we could. At 20 years, Owen and I sat on the porch after the girls went to bed. 20 years, he said. 20 years since the grocery store. You ever regret it? Not even once. He took my hand. Me neither. We sat there in the dark listening to the sound of crickets and distant traffic. 2 people who shouldn't have worked but did. 2 people who started with a lie and built a life anyway.